Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMtrading. Today is July 1st, 2019, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day, all day today we have OPEC meetings happening. So it should affect the price of oil as it steadily rises. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. And then at 4 o'clock South African time later today out of United States, ISM manufacturing PMI number coming out. That is an important inflationary number that's coming out, so just be aware of it. Now, looking at the markets, first looking at the Forex markets, euro retraces to support as dollar kind of revives itself against the euro and against the Aussie dollar. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, big gap up and go. We're going to take a look at that, some positive feedback there. And looking at commodities, it's been such a hot market. Gold drops below 1400, oil continues to rally, and partially because of these OPEC meetings, but let's take a look at that just in a minute. And lastly, looking at the stocks, oil COA gains ground, which may mean some reversal in the markets as we continue to trade higher. But let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're jumping here into the Euro USD on a daily chart. You can see we capitulated here at 113.94-ish level, and that was really the spot that we retraced. Now we're retracing back to support this morning at 113.35-ish level, and we're breaking that right now. We're trading lower, so we're really trading at 113.220, which is about 30 pips below our support level. So this is really a questionable area, okay, because this is really previous resistance several times, okay? So I do expect it possibly to have a support area around this 113.70 as it's tanking here just a little bit, about 4 or 5 pips, but ultimately this may still bounce around these areas. So just be aware of that. Looking at a 4-hour chart just to give you a perspective of it, we're just trading right at that level. So it'd be interesting to see if it does bounce off of these levels. I mean, we're about 85 pips away from our high of 114-ish level. So this is something to really consider as this trades throughout the day. Now looking at the Aussie dollar, also retracing here below that support level. So you kind of see a parallel trade here between the Aussie dollar and the euro versus the USD. GBP has just been very weak and not trading so much. As we look at that, you can see right here, it's just been in a very tight range. Now, yes, it's selling off versus the dollar, but nothing significant to really write home about. But looking at the commodities, this is really something. We're jumping into gold right here, and as you can see, we gapped down below this 1410 support, and we're trading below 1400 at 1382. Now the next real support level is 1341, and this may actually catch up to that, okay, as this has really, some of the fears are being subsided because some of the geopolitical issues around the world have been ironed out. Now looking at oil, this has really been the one. We broke our resistance at 54, but we traded right through it, and then we traded above the 57.95, and we're making our way to 61.80-ish level. So this is really something to really consider. I did mention this last week that this would be support at 57.95, and sure enough, that's what happened. So the next real resistance level is about $61 and $62-ish area. Okay, looking at these Fibonacci retracement. So that's really where I'm going there for now, especially, if these OPEC meetings continue and they continue at the same pace, the output of oil. However, if they do change their output, then we could see possibly a retracement. So just keep your eyes peeled on this today because it should have some decent moves. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, this is my gap and go. Look at that beautiful formation right there on a 30-minute chart. We had a gap and we didn't even fill the gap. We just continued going higher. Now we're trading at 26,885, which is basically all-time highs, okay? Really all-time highs. I mean, we traded back in this area around almost 27,000 back in this area. So we're only about 115 points from our all-time highs, which is a tremendous rally for the Dow Jones. Now, looking at the greater stocks, okay, it's not the big stocks that are carrying the market forward, it's the market itself that's carrying us forward. And so they're looking at Alcoa. You can see we are gaining some ground here from our $21 low to $23. Now just, take into perspective, it's not a big move, but it's a significant move, okay? To move this type of stock, it does take a lot, and if you take into consideration the percentages, that's something also to consider. So as these stocks get stronger, they take a rotation. Okay, so last week it was Microsoft that rallied. Okay, we're looking at Microsoft right now, sold off a little bit. So I would expect this to actually perk up a little bit today. Okay, especially since we're gapping up this morning. So let's take it into stride. We are having a holiday weekend as we continue the week into July 4th, which is going to be Thursday. So markets are closed in the United States, and we may expect, a little bit of a little bit of the word I'm looking for is a little bit of lighter volume, and so you may expect some whiplash. That's the word I'm looking for. So just be careful when you're trading this week, because with the lighter volume and the holiday weekend, we might not see it as crazy moves. So this is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.